All right, our next guest is an actress, model, and busy mom of two boys. You might remember her for her role as Mia Toretto in the highly successful Fast and Furious franchise. She's also very supportive of various charities and causes, especially supporting children in need. I'd like to welcome the lovely Jordana Brewster to the show. Thank you so much, Jordana, for taking the time today.
Thank you. It's really nice to be here.
Yeah. Now, before we get into the initiatives you're supporting, I was hoping we can take a look back into your career. I mean, it's incredible that this Fast and Furious franchise has continued to grow and grow with you. Looking back to when you landed the role for Fast and Furious, did you ever think it would have a sequel and then explode to where it is today?
I never did. No, the movie happened 20 years ago. So this is going to be the 20th year anniversary, which is absolutely insane. It's kind of like,
Right?
it's mind blowing. Because it feels like yesterday, but then sometimes when I look back at the movie, I'm like, oh, wow, instead of flat screen TVs, we were stealing like these massive, huge televisions. So there's certain aspects that totally date it. But then in other ways, it feels like it was definitely yesterday. But I had no idea that it was going to turn into this huge phenomenon. But now it's such a blessing because it's like we're embraced by the world, which feels amazing. We've opened in international markets that are definitely that are showing the world that they're ready to go back to the theaters, which is such a huge thing as we emerge from this pandemic. So it's a really awesome franchise to be a part of.
I can imagine. I mean, back then, Jordana, you were just sort of just breaking into the TV and film industry and had some projects on your resume there. Do you remember what helped you in your audition when you finally got to this point?
No, I remember I was at I had been on As the World Turns. I had been on the faculty, and I remember I was at Yale, and they were like, "You're gonna like this is gonna be a cool summer job." It was called Redline at the time,
Oh,
and
wow.
I auditioned with I think I read with Paul, and I was kind of like, "Well, I'm gonna go for it." But no one knew. Like when I was auditioning for it, no one realized that it was going to be this massive thing, right? It was just something we were all taking a chance on.
Yeah.
So yeah, no one really knew that this was really a gem and that it was going to be something special that would resonate with everyone.
Yeah, and you know, it's really crazy because I mean, I haven't seen all of them, I have to admit. I've only seen a few of them because there's so many. I have to catch up. But every Fast and Furious seems to outdo the previous sequels with amazing action-packed scenes. So for you, will you be, partaking in any action scenes as the sequels continue?
Yes, and I actually tease our director about that. I tease him about the fact that like, how could they possibly outdo the last one? And nine manages to in a huge way. I mean, it in so many ways. And the other wonderful thing is that every character, and there are so many of us, gets our own little action sequence. And I was telling Justin Lin, our director from the beginning, I was like, Mia needs to kick some ass this time, or I'm going to be really disappointed. So I get to have some one-on-one, like hand-to-hand combat in this one. I studied Taekwondo for a little while to be able to do that. And but also I get to be a part of like the big action sequences towards the end with John Cena and Vin. And so it was really gratifying for me. I can't wait for my kids to do that.
I know, how cool. I can't wait for that too. I'm sure all that exercising and running after your kids prepared you for the endurance of the action scenes.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
Well, now you've literally gone through many personal life transitions over the years with this franchise. Can you maybe share some of the transitions you're most proud of?
The transitions I'm most proud of, definitely becoming a mom. And
Yeah.
it makes becoming a mom. And then this year I got a divorce, and I feel like both have been super liberating, but also empowering, in that now when I'm working, it's like I'm working for my kids. I'm working in order to like sustain my family, which is like, it sheds a whole new light on it.
Yeah.
And it means so much more to be on set with my boys. Like when we shot Fast Nine, My sons were there with me on set. My mom and dad came with me to help me with the kids because we shot in London. So it definitely is a family affair for many of us. And
That's true.
and I've gone through so many different milestones with my Fast family.
You have so many. I mean, that's like another interview we could do, and I would love to cover it. But yes, you've gone through a lot, Jordana, and it's really amazing. I just wanted to say more power to you for, being a warrior and doing what you're doing and standing up for women and speaking of life transitions and standing up for things. How has your life changed in the past year with this pandemic? Because a lot has happened.
A lot has happened, and I think the pandemic definitely allowed me to slow down. It allowed me to spend more time with my kids at home, which had its blessings and its curses, because my son did not like Zoom school at all, and we had to figure out a way to be flexible and like find a way around that. And luckily he goes to a school where his teachers are amazing, and they were working with me, and like they were giving me the curriculum so that we could do it at home without him necessarily having to be on Zoom. But I think it forced us all to adapt. And I think a lot of, or I was at least like set on this track, and like one set track of like, this is how things are going to work and this is how things are going to be. And then it was like, whoa, okay, no, that's not how it's going to be. And now I'm going to have to adapt and be flexible. And I think that can be really healthy in a way. It's really, really hard, especially when you're type A like me, but it's also really healthy and probably necessary.
Now, another reason why you're joining us today is for a special cause. Tell us about Red Nose Day and why partnering with this initiative was such a priority to you.
Absolutely. So I partnered with Walgreens in celebrating Red Nose Day, and it's their 7th year celebrating Red Nose Day. And in the last 7 years, they've raised $240 million, which is huge. And it all goes to help children. And what I love about the campaign is that there's a very special message at the very heart, which is to help children in need, which is amplified this year because of the pandemic, because children need more than ever. But the way they bring that message to the forefront is through humor and through comedy. And like, for example, when someone would walk into a Walgreens, they'd see the red nose, they'd purchase it, and the money would go to children. Now you go to walgreens.com/rednoseday, or you go to the app, and you then have this fun digital filter where you get this red nose and these streamers come across the screen, and you can share that with your child. And then hopefully your son or daughter will go, well, what's this about? Or why did we get this? And then you can go into an explanation of where the money's going to, who this is going to help. And with my oldest son, Julian, it became more interactive, and we went one step further, and he gets an allowance, and a third of it goes to savings, a third of it he can spend on usually Legos, and a third of it he can donate. And so he's chosen to donate also to Red Nose Day and 2 other kids. And I think it really resonated with him. Like it was sort of such a foreign concept that, what do you mean kids? Like kids that are like me don't have as much as me. Like that was so foreign to him. So I think it's a great way for parents to broach that subject with kids.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm glad that you shared the importance of why, teaching this with your children, that it's important to give back, because sometimes I feel like that's not talked about a lot, and they don't see the differences,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. No, especially not my youngest one is on YouTube Kids all the time, and he thinks kids like unbox everything, and all these boxes show up magically. And I'm like, oh, I don't think so, dude. Like, that's not how it works.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Jordana, thank you so much. You have been a joy to talk to. We're really excited about all the causes that you're supporting, and of course, the Fast and Furious franchise. Please come back and talk to us again about all the stuff that you're up to. We look forward to your continued success.
Thank you. I would love to.
Yeah. Thank you, Jordana. You have a beautiful day. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. You too.
For more full-length celebrity interviews, visit sidewalkstv.com.